Hello students, today we will learn about kinetic theory of matter. What is matter? Anything that occupies space and has the weight is called as matter. Consider this example. A person is sitting. All the objects in this picture are treated as a matter because it occupies the space and it has a mass. Person, the butterfly, the computer and the plant, sun, the window, the cat, all these things are a matter. Matter is composed of elements. And the matter exists in three states. What are that states? Solid, liquid and gas. What is an element? An element is a substance which cannot be subdivided into two or more simpler substances by any chemical means. What is this definition means? An element is a pure substance which cannot be broken down, which cannot be splitted up into anything else. We cannot change the object into another object. For example, consider an iron. We can cut the iron, we can try to break the iron, we can try to chemically change that iron, but we will fail. The reason is iron will never stop being an iron. Example for elements are gold, silver. What is an atom? An atom is defined as the smallest unit of an element which may or may not have an independent existence. Example, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, they are an atom. Next one is, what is molecule? A molecule is the smallest unit of an element which has an independent existence. But atom doesn't have an independent existence, but molecule has an independent existence and can retain physical and chemical properties of the matter. Consider O2, an atom of oxygen, another atom of oxygen forms a molecule. An atom of hydrogen, an atom of another hydrogen forms an molecule. Let us see the simple example of motion of molecules. Observe these smoke particles. With the help of that picture, we can say that the random motion of smoke particles prove that air molecules move randomly in all the directions with the help of some kinetic energy. What is a kinetic energy? It is the energy an object has due to motion. These are the examples: walking, falling, throwing a ball, dancing. Kinetic theory of matter. It is used to explain the properties of a matter. This theory is based upon nearly 5 assumptions. Let us discuss. First one is, matter consists of molecules. All matter is made up of tiny particles and they exist as atoms or molecules. Example, water, that is H2O. Nearly it consists of 3 atoms. What are they? 2 of them are hydrogen and 1 is oxygen. Point is, the molecules are always in random motion. The motion is the movement. The motion of the molecules we can call it as Brownian motion. Let us discuss the example. Consider this experiment. There are 2 cups of water. The one is hot water, the another one is cold water. Now we are going to add ink on this water. Now let us see what will happen. After a few minutes, the ink in the hot water spread fastly compared with the cold water. This is an example for Brownian motion. Intermolecular force. That is the third point, which means the particles are attract one another with the help of a force. This force will decrease when the distance between the molecules increases. If the distance increases, the force will decrease. Consider the real-time example. The lizard is climbing the wall because of the intermolecular force. There are 2 types of intermolecular forces are there. One is force of cohesion. Next one is force of adhesion. One is force of cohesion. The second one is force of adhesion. Force of cohesion. In this, the intermolecular force is present between the molecules of same substance. Consider this example. See that picture. When the water falls on lotus leaves, the water beats up on these leaves because the water molecules hold each other together and forming the least surface area. Then the force of attraction between the water molecules is greater than the force of attraction between the leaf and the water. This kind of force is called as cohesive force. Force of adhesion. In this, the intermolecular force is present between the molecules of different substances. Let us see the real-time example. We will wet our fingers when we count the currency note. The reason is, between the wet finger and the currency, we have an adhesive force. The reason is, we have an adhesive force between the wet fingers and the currency note. The fourth point is, the molecules of the given substances are similar and they are different from the molecules of the other substance. The last point, that is the fifth point of the kinetic theory of matter. All the molecules has the kinetic energy. This energy depends upon the temperature. then when the temperature increases, then the kinetic energy is also increase. Consider this experiment for the temperature and the kinetic energy. First, take a jar that is filled with the water and heat it. After that, you just take a glass jar, fill this hot water into it. After that, in this hot water, you just pour some coconut oil, so very gently, so that the water and the oil do not mix. After that, close the jar with a lid which may contains 2 holes. Take 2 thermometer and insert them into the jar. One should touch the water, the one should touch the coconut oil. Now note the reading. The mercury level in the thermometer kept in water falls, but in the thermometer kept on the oil, that is increases. Because the average kinetic energy of molecules of oil increase, but the average kinetic energy of water decreases. In other words, we can say the temperature of the oil increase, but the temperature of the water decreases. Thank you, students.